Hi there, science fans. Mr. Nolan. So what we are going to do right now is we're going to look at the results of our fungus lab that we did. We took a whole bunch of petri dishes filled with fungus that was growing on bread and put them in here with some yellow BTB and some blue BTB. And what we are trying to figure out is what does the change in our BTB say about carbon dioxide and what does it say about fungi. So what we have is our plates of fungi, and what I immediately notice, besides the smell, is that our yellow BTB stayed yellow. If you don't recall, I turned this yellow by blowing into it with a straw. And so by blowing into that, I added carbon dioxide to my BTB, and it has remained yellow. Over here, my blue BTB, which did not have carbon dioxide in it, has now turned green. And so what that means is that because it's more yellow than it was, it turned from blue, now it's green, it has become less basic or more acidic, which means that carbon dioxide was added. And so the source of that carbon dioxide, what was the source of that carbon dioxide? It was this. It was our mold, our fungus that we put in here, our fungus which is growing on bread. So our fungus is growing, and as it's growing and as it eats the bread, it is actually converting the bread into a couple of things. It's using the bread as food. It's doing respiration, so that means that it's going to get energy out of the bread. It's also going to produce some water as a byproduct, which you can see on some of these. See, this one's really, really gross. You can see how wet that one is. It's producing all this water as a byproduct. But it's also producing carbon dioxide and heat and kinetic energy as products as well. Here's a really good one. So our fungus is really acting a lot like an animal. It's eating food, and by the way, it didn't make its own food like a plant does. It had to actually get food from us, and it turned that food into energy and carbon dioxide. Now, what you'll notice in another video that I'm going to put up is that we actually see a mass change here as well. So I'll wait till that video to talk about that mass change. But the takeaway from this investigation is that our fungus produced carbon dioxide, and that carbon dioxide went into the BTB and turned it from blue to green. So that's the important result of that investigation, and so that's going to be important for understanding how fungi behave. Fungi are really more like animals than plants.